Hello guys, here is another video today. Today our video is going to be about triangles, and we're going to be talking about angle sums in a triangle. So we know that the sum of the angles of any triangle is going to be 180 degrees. So we have this picture here of a triangle, and what has happened is we've torn off all the angles of that triangle and we've laid them out in a way to where it's going to equal, when you put it all together, it creates this straight angle. And we know that a straight angle is going to equal 180 degrees. So we take this top angle, and when we put it down, it makes that spot right there. And then you take this left angle of the triangle and put it down beside the center one, and then finally you take that right angle of the triangle, place it here, and you can see that it creates that straight angle, which is 180 degrees. So that's how we know that all the angles in a triangle equal 180 degrees. So what we did today in class was we found the measure of a missing angle. And the way you find the missing angle is if you know all of the angles in the triangle equal 180, well then you take the two that you know, add them together, and then subtract it from 180 degrees. So let's change this here. This should be PRQ. So here we want to find the measure of angle P. So we don't know the measure of angle P, so in math, when we have an unknown value, we use a variable. We're going to use the letter X. We know angle R, that is a right angle, which is 90 degrees, and angle Q is 20 degrees. So we know if we add all these three angles, X plus 90 plus 20, it's going to equal 180 degrees. So to solve that, first I'm going to add 90 plus 20. 90 plus 20 is 110, and I know that's going to equal 180. And then to solve for X, I'm going to take away 110 on each side, and I can see that X is going to equal 70 degrees. So angle P is equal to 70 degrees. One good way to check is go ahead and take all three angles, 70 plus 90 plus 20, and that should equal 180, and it does. So we are correct, and to bubble in, we're going to take our 70 and bubble that in our grid. So once again, to find a missing angle in a triangle, you add together the two that you know, and then subtract that sum from 180, and that will give you the missing angle. So let's take a look at our next example. And here, again, they gave us a triangle, and they told us that the first measure of our angle is 30.5. And then the second angle measurement is 55 degrees. So we want to find the measure of angle LJK. So again, I know if I add these three angles together, X plus 30.5 plus 55, it's going to equal 180 degrees. So again, my first step is to add 30.5 plus 55. Well, if I add that together, I know that that is going to be 85.5. And if I add, so now I have X plus 85.5 equals 180. Now I'm going to take that sum of my two angles and subtract it from 180 degrees, sorry. So when I line this up, I want to go ahead and make sure I add a decimal and a 0. And cancel each other out. You're left with X equals, I can't take 5 from 0, so I'm going to have to go over here to the 8. And I'm going to have to do some regrouping here. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. And that will be 17 minus 8 is 9. So my missing angle is 94.5 degrees. Again, to check it, I take 94.5, add it to 30.5, and 55 degrees. And that should equal 180, 12, 13, and it does. So my missing angle is 94.5 degrees. Okay, all right, that is triangle sums. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy.